one of the questions that I get asked frequently is, hey, Fanny, because for some reason I decided I wanted you guys to call me Fanny, and I started saying Fanny Dantum. But anyways, hey, Fanny, where do you buy cards to sell? Because I don't know where to do that. And the answer is fairly simple. It's all over the place, wherever you can find them, right? You can find them on Facebook. A lot of times there's different Facebook groups that you can go in. You can post cards that you're looking for. Maybe on different social media outlets like Twitter or Instagram. Shameless plug. You can follow me on Instagram at danny.phantump, not fanny.dantump. It's danny.phantump. But otherwise, eBay is a resource that I use frequently to try and find different Pokemon cards that I can either add to my collection. I have so many saved eBay searches, especially when it comes to building my retro decks, my old school decks. There's a ton of them in there looking for cards. Also, just like Pokemon card lots or Pokemon card collection. So I decided, hey, why don't I record a video and call it Pokemon Flip or Flop? So today is my first installment of an episode called Pokemon Flip or Flop. I went on eBay last week and I was like, let me see if I can find something. And I always look at the auctions that are ending the soonest, and then also the auctions that have been most recently listed, so that way I can kind of get a feel for what's out there. And I looked through Pokemon card collection was the one that I think that I used for this specific search, and I stumbled upon a binder that was recently posted, and the binder is right up here. And whenever you see a picture, the first picture as the thumbnail on eBay as just a binder, and it doesn't really showcase things, those are the ones that I like to click on the most, because in my mind, the way that my brain works, albeit not too well, is a lot of people probably aren't going to click on this one as much because it doesn't kind of showcase those things that people want, those attention-grabbing details right away. It just shows a binder, and I found this really cool-looking Mewtwo binder, which I love the binder, and it said Pokemon card collection. It was $1,500. I was like, okay, well, let's take a look. And what caught my attention even more was this first picture that popped up involving some Shining cards from the Neo Destiny set, and I thought, okay, let's see a little bit deeper into this because this is $1,500. And there were some alternate arts and other things. And I scroll down to the description and it says cards range in condition from moderately played to near mint. And I was like, oh boy, that could be a warning sign. You also have to be careful when it comes to eBay auctions. You want to make sure you're buying from people who have good feedback. You want to make sure that you're buying from listings that have good pictures, and none of these pictures showcased the back of cards, so it's really difficult to kind of get a good understanding of where the condition lies. So it was $1,500 or best offer, so I was like, okay, what can I offer on this lot to make sure that I kind of protect myself from losing a decent amount of value? And I'm looking through the pictures a little bit, and it's not showing everything, but it's showing a good chunk of the cards. I'm like, okay, well, if this is near mint, or if this is lightly played, or if this is, let's say even the Shining cards are damaged or creased or moderately played or whatever, what am I comfortable offering? So I decided, okay, I'm going to do $1,300. I'm going to offer $1,300. The worst that they're going to say is no. Let's see what they say. And they came back like 5 minutes later and accepted it. So after tax and shipping, it was like $1,381 or something that I paid for this binder right here. And we're going to go through it. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to price all the cards. We're not going to go through every card's condition or anything like that, but I do want to look at the Shinings and maybe a couple other cards to see what the condition looks like. Then I'm going to go through it, type up a nice handy dandy Excel spreadsheet so we can see, okay, is this going to be a flip or is this going to be a flop? I'm really excited to see what the results are, but I'm also quite a bit nervous. So I'm going to flip you guys around here. If you like these kinds of videos, make sure to leave a comment down below. I'll record more of them because I do buy quite a bit of stuff on eBay. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. That was emphasized. That was my Fanny emphasis because I want you to subscribe. I got to open up this binder here. I'm really, really stoked for this. Right away, we've got, that's the other thing too, there's a mixture of English cards and Japanese cards. Japanese cards don't move as quickly as well as English cards, so I was also a little hesitant on my offer when it comes to that, but I thought, okay, there's value in here if the cards are in okay condition. So we've got a gold Inteleon here along with some other gold cards. So the Mew is the more expensive one of these, of all of these. The Inteleon's probably like $30, and I'm just kind of freeballing it right now. Like I said, I'll look up pricing. Frostlass and Cresselia aren't overly expensive, but over here are the Shining cards. So Shining Magikarp from Generations, not too expensive, maybe $18, $19, somewhere around there. But the Noctowl is the one that I wanted to look at, and the Shining Celebi I wanted to look at. So we're going to kind of pull these out here just so we can get a good look at them. So there's the Shining Noctowl there. The surface on it looks pretty pretty good. Not a whole lot of scratching issues that you're going to have on a lot of these shining cards, but I don't see any noticeable creases, which is really good. And then we've got a little bit of edge wear right at the top here, you can see. So this one actually isn't too bad. There's a little bit of edge wear down here too. So I would say this is probably more along the lines of lightly played, which isn't too bad at all for a shining Noctowl. So that's still going to fetch a little bit of value, probably close to $100, somewhere around there. So that's not bad. And then I wanted to look at this shining Celebi here, because this is also from Neo Destiny. So this one does have some value to it as well. Again, surface, there is some light scratching here on our Celebi friend's head, but overall not too bad because there's no creases. Maybe a little bit up here, there's a little bit of surface wear, and you can see definitely some harder edge wear on this one. So this one's going to be more along the lines of moderately played. Like I said, no creases, which is nice. A little bit up here, you can tell maybe from being inserted into a binder. Actually, now that I look at it more in the light here, this is probably closer to heavily played because it does have a little bit of damage on the side here, a little bit of creasing. You can kind of see that. More like if you use those 3-ring binders, those D-ring binders or whatever you want to call them, the 3-ring binders, and you put them in those card sleeve binders. A lot of times these can rub up against those edges. That's why I always recommend using Ultra Pro binders or something like this. But overall, very nice page here. We've got Shining Lugia. These are all from the Shining Legends set, so that's really good. We've got the Kyogre and Palkia. So these are shiny cards here. Looks like from Call of Legends. These are really, really good. These do have some value associated with them. Those Shining Legends cards have dropped a little bit in price. This looks closer to that LP mark as well. But the Shining Legends shinies that we just looked at, those have dropped quite a bit in value over the past year from kind of skyrocketing during the boom. And like I said, I'm not going to go through every card condition right here with you guys. I can do that kind of on my own for some of the less valuable cards. This one's actually not too bad. This one does have a little bit of edge wear again, more along the lines of lightly played. Definitely not near mint, but still not too terrible for a shiny card. And then we move to my favorite page, which is alternate arts galore. As you can see, some of these are Japanese. So we've got the Ice Rider Calyrex and the Shadow Rider Calyrex. Those are Japanese along with the Celebi V, but also English variants of the Zeraora, Ice Rider VMAX, and Shadow Rider VMAX. And then we've got the legendary birds down here, which is super unique, super cool. And we've got some Eevee Heroes and Evolving Skies along with the promos from the English set. So these are only going to be about $20, but you do have a little bit of value here with these three. And like I said, I'll look at the conditions on those. I would expect those to be much better in condition because they are newer. We've got some VMAX Climax over here, it looks like, too, with the Pikachu V. Not as expensive as what it used to be. Still around $20, $25, if I remember correctly. And then a lot more evolutions. We've got an English Sylveon VMAX, a Japanese Gengar VMAX, which is really hype. We've got the Arceus V promo from Japan and the Arceus V promo from the figure box. We've got a Tyranitar V from Battle Styles and an Empoleon V from Battle Style School. And this is the secret rare single strike Urshifu VMAX. So really, really cool looking page there. Then we move over here. Looks like an Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX from the most recent set, Astral Radiance, and then a Bolton V from Brilliant Stars. And we've got some older cards here. So these are more alternate art promos from the XY block, or the Sun and Moon block, I should say. Very, very cool here. You don't see these as often. You got a secret rare Alakazam over there, the Test Tube Mewtwo, the alternate art Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia, which does have a little bit of value. Again, went down a little bit in price, but not too bad. And you've got a Blastoise and Piplup alternate art, which you can't see because my face is in the way. Way to go, Fanny. But that's really cool down there. Then we've got a couple more alternate arts up here with the Raichu and Alolan Raichu, Pheromosa and Buzzwole, Naganadel and Guzzlord. This is a really nice collection that somebody was putting together. Lots of unique cards. Looks like some Hidden Fates cards there. Ooh, boy. And then we've got the Reds Pikachu here. We've got a couple promo Rayquazas, the promo Tapu Koko, and a promo Pikachu there, along with a Victory Medal. That's from 2006, it looks like. That is super, super cool. Very nice. Then we've got a Lance's Charizard, a couple Charizard promos here, and then a Vivid Voltage Charizard there. And then a whole lot of Hidden Fates. This is really exciting. Hidden Fates, obviously the singles have gone down. I owe you guys an updated video on Hidden Fates too to see the market on that. A lot of these shinies have crashed quite a bit. Mewtwo still around $45, $50. Umbreon probably around $75. But for the most part, a lot of these are going to be $20, $15, somewhere around there, with some of the cheaper ones falling between $5 and $10, but still really, really nice. And there's even more of them over here. So we've got Turtonator, Electrode, Banette, Very, very cool. And then we've got some Shining Fates, including a Charizard VMAX. Not as expensive as it once was. Still around $95, $100, somewhere around there. So that's not too bad. Like I said, we paid $1,300, $1,380 after all was said and done with tax and shipping. We've got a Charizard V from Shiny Star V. That's really cool. Hopefully that one's in really good condition, along with a bunch of other shinies from Shining Fates. Those have crashed and burned really hard. And we've got some really unique cards here. I want to take a look at this Charizard up here. This is a promo Charizard LVX. But this one does have some value associated with it as long as the condition of it is okay. And the surface looks really clean. Not too bad at all. And the backside of it actually looks really good too. Some light surface scratching for sure. And maybe a few nicks in the corners. But overall, it's not too bad. So that's probably going to fetch over $100. Somewhere around there. That's not too shabby at all. Then we've got the Arceus level X's. Even if we get into the point where a lot of these older cards, when I was looking at the listing, I assumed a lot of these were going to be at least lightly played at best. That's not too bad. And then we've got Armored Mewtwo over here. This is a Mewtwo. I don't even remember what this set is from. I'll have to look at that one. We've got the Lugia Legend, which is super hype from Japan. And then the Armored Mewtwo promo from Japan, along with an Ancient Mew, a first edition Scizor from Neo Destiny. And then we've got the Game Boy Venusaur. I don't really care too much about the King Gary Shiny Dragon. I guess I don't think there's going to be any value associated with that, but there's that in there as well. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to price all these cards. I think that's it. I think that's the last page. Overall, not too bad of a buy, hopefully, for $1,300. But I will price it all out. I will look at the condition of everything, and I will be as fair as I possibly can be. And then I will be right back. Boom! Hey, what is going on? Okay, we are back. I'm just going to flip you guys around right away. I am super excited to go over this. This was a really, really good buy. A lot of these cards ended up being in near mint condition. A lot of those newer cards, like I was talking about, which is super cool. I've got everything listed here. We're going to go through things relatively quickly because I know how precious your time is. I don't want to make you guys listen to me ramble for a super long time. But like I said, the Frostlass, the Cresselia, relatively cheap, $10, $13 each. We've got the Inteleon Secret Rare Japanese variant for $35. What I did was I took all the English cards from TCG Player, the lowest listing based off of their condition. So the lowest that you could buy it from on TCG Player. And then all of the Japanese cards, I went to eBay and did the most recent purchases via, in most cases, via auction to try and get a firm understanding of what these would sell for. I know a lot of times people are like, hey, if this is PSA 9, PSA 10, this is going to sell for this much money. I like to have more of a realist approach to kind of selling cards when it comes to that. So Mew from Generations, $38. The Shining Magikarp, $18. The Shining Noctowl, like I said, lightly played condition, still sells for $128. The Celebi from Neo Destiny, moderately played condition. The lowest one listed right now is $145. Those might give a little bit. The lowest ones on TCG Player might necessarily not be accurate as far as what they would actually sell for. So we could kind of count those $145, $128, kind of at the ceiling. Those might be a little bit cheaper than that. And then we've got all the Shining cards from Shining Legends, all in near mint condition. Really, really cool. Most expensive one being the Shining Mew right here for $44. And there was also a Shining Rayquaza and Shining Lugia, the promo there for $36, $35 for the Rayquaza. The Greninja Gold Star, $2. We've got the Kyogre Shiny, $102 in lightly played condition. And then the Palkia Shiny, $70 in lightly played condition. And then we've got all of these alternate arts here. So not a whole lot that has to stand out. The Galarian Moltres, the most expensive of the legendary birds, selling for $97. Much different than its counterparts, the Articuno and Zapdos. A lot of alternate arts have really fallen in price outside of kind of the most in-demand ones. That's why that alternate art Machamp is making so much noise from Astral Radiance, because it's selling for well over $100. And a lot of people are like, well, look at how low a lot of these other alternate arts have gone. The Leafeon V from EV Heroes, selling for $82 most recently. And then we've got the Espeon V, $50. The Sylveon V, the alternate art there, $53.50. The Umbreon V, $71. And then we've got the promos here from those EV boxes, roughly around $20, $25 each, which is really good. And then we've got the Sylveon VMAX alternate art. That's got $133 worth of value associated with it. That was in near mint condition. The Japanese Gengar VMAX, $92. $11 was the most recently sold on eBay, so that's not too bad. Then we've got $11.50 for the Japanese Arceus, $23 for the Duraludon VMAX, $48 for the Vaporeon V from Japan, Tyranitar V, the alternate art from Battle Styles, still has a decent amount of value to it, $65. That Empoleon V, though, the alternate art from Battle Styles, really not too bad in price, $22 for the alternate art, not too bad at all. Then we've got the VMAX Climax Pikachu V, $22.50. The Noivern V is up to $27. That's from Evolving Skies. Then we've got these Urshifu cards, including that Secret Rare Urshifu. That one is currently selling for $31. And then we've got a whole lot of different cards here that are older, like that Alakazam Secret Rare that we found from Fates Collide. That's $23. Shaman EX, the full art, $30. The Evital EX promo, $23. That Arceus and Dialga and Palkia was on its way up to $100, a little bit over $100. That's fallen down to $70.50. The Mewtwo GX, that Test Tube Mewtwo, super cool looking card, $72. Then we've got all those alternate art promos. Not too bad in price, actually, kind of falling down a little bit. That Reshiram and Zekrom, $29. We got 21 for the Mewtwo and Mew, and 21 for the Reshiram and Charizard. The Blastoise and Piplup, $47 for that alternate art, not too bad. The Marshadow and Machamp, alternate art, $20. Knockadown and Guzzlord, $18. That Gold Lunala card is $6. Then we've got some, we're going to start going into those Hidden Fates cards here. I'm going to move forward a little bit. The Reds Pikachu, that promo card that I was talking about, that's $40. The Pikachu promo, $26. That Japanese Tapu Koko promo card was $5. It's a Skytree Rayquaza was the first promo card that we looked at. That's $51. And then we've got that Victory Medal, like I said, from Japan. That one actually seems like it might be in gradable condition. Japanese cards just grade better because they are produced better. Their quality is just so much better, especially when you look at some of the last sets for English. Just quality has not been there. $75 for that. Then we've got the Nobunga, I can't even pronounce that, Rayquaza, $27. The Lance's Charizard, lightly played condition, $60. And we've got those 3 Charizard promos in a row that were $7 a piece. Then here are the Hidden Fates promos. So $45 for the Mewtwo, $45 for the Espeon, $24 for the Scizor, $17.50 for the Glaceon. That's come down quite a bit. $28 for the Leafeon, $76 for the Umbreon. That went up. Now it seems to be coming back down a little bit. But here's all the pricing for all those Hidden Fates cards. The Rayquaza GX promo selling for $35. Alola Ninetales, $14.50. The Greninja GX, $25.50. Not too much to note here. When it came to a lot of the shiny Shining Fates cards, I went with bulk pricing, just went with $2 a piece on just about all of them because they're not really selling for much at all, with the exception of that Charizard VMAX, which I took the lowest listing on TCG Player, which is currently $96. Then we've got the Charizard V from Shiny Star V, $65 on that one. So I tried to kind of take the lowest pricing to really just make sure expectations are correct. We've got that Charizard Level X, $108 in lightly played condition. Then we've got all the Arceus Level X's here. The Infernape Level X is actually selling for a decent amount. That's $60 in lightly played condition. The Garchomp Level X, near mint condition, $110. That was a really good one. $21.50 for one of the Arceuses. This goes in order of the Arceuses on the page there. So we had that one page with all of the Arceus from the Arceus set, AR1 through AR9 or whatever it was. So those are all listed there, all in great condition. The Armored Mewtwo, $40 on that one. The Japanese variant, $12. And we've got that Mewtwo from Japan, $25 on that one. The Suicune Legend, it's $80 altogether for the two of them, so I just split it up, $40 a piece. The Alakazam, $12. The Scizor First Edition, $100. And then the Game Boy Venusaur promo for $51. The total value in all of that is $4,554.50. We spent $1,381.89 for a difference of $3,172.61. So it ended up being a really, really great purchase. Really good pieces, lots of really good cards, lots of really good conditions. This does not always work. A lot of times, like I said, conditions can be you have to be very careful, right? Because conditions might not even do justice in the pictures that are being seen. So really you have to be careful when it comes to purchasing any secondhand items, regardless of where you are. You always want to make sure that you are kind of checking with condition and things like this. But this ended up working out really, really well. A lot of this is going to sell slowly because it is a little bit unique. Some of those niche cards, some of those older cards are a little bit more difficult difficult to sell because people aren't looking for those as frequently. A lot more people are kind of focusing on modern right now than some of those other older, borderline vintage cards like what we saw with a lot of those level X's. But overall, not too bad. And then those Japanese cards, like I said, do move relatively slowly, but still really good value for this. Like I said, if you enjoy this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like and a comment because it goes a very, very long way for the algorithm, helps spread the channel, get more people to subscribe so we can grow faster, give more stuff away. We're giving away a booster box of Evolving Skies every single week until the reprint comes. All you got to do is go back, watch the video that I posted last week Friday, leave a like, leave a comment, make sure you're subscribed, and then come back this week Friday to see if you won, and then it starts over again. It's just going to keep going, keep going, keep going every week until the end of August when the reprint finally gets here. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me ramble for 20 minutes. I really appreciate you guys. You mean the world to me. Until next time, peace!